We officially open up the application process today for the second round of the American Rescue Plan, and it's valued at $8.3 million. It's focused on community development and nonprofit. One thing we did realize, nonprofit really didn't, make out as well as everyone else. They didn't even, it's either they didn't have the staff to do the first initial applications that came out from the federal government. They didn't have the resources, or they just didn't know it was out there, So we want to make sure we had, the nonprofits in Albany County are part of our backbone of our community. They have so much to offer, and we want to make sure that they're there. So many services that people don't realize, and I always say to people, just be fortunate enough you don't need that service. Be glad you don't even know that service is offered, because you know what? That means you're doing okay, but there's people that need that. There's people that are going to need to these nonprofits that provide a lifeline to the community, and who better to say it than the Albany County legislators that are in their neighborhoods doing things. So I do want to thank everyone. I do want to thank Dennis Feeney, Majority Leader, Andrew Joyce, the chair of the legislature, to everyone that's been involved with this to make it happen. So thank you. But this is going to include $1.5 million in funding for financial recovery. Nonprofits will receive somewhere between $25,000 and $50,000. So sharpen your pencils. Make sure you do a good job putting everything together. Depending on the organization size, there's going to be $6.8 million will be devoted to the process to projects focusing in areas on mental health. Because we all know coming out of COVID-19, the pandemic, we, not only did we have an opiate epidemic, we had a mental health epidemic, and it's still continuing in the health disparities with the black and brown community. So we need to address all this. We're staying focused on all this and not just talking about it and moving on to the next thing. So these are things we continue to cross our T's, do the data analytics on to make sure that we continue to change the way we do things in certain communities. But there's going to be about $1.5 million available for this. Affordable housing, this has been a big topic, not just in my administration, across the state of New York, in the legislature. I know I don't want to speak out of turn, but Carolyn McLaughlin and Wanda Willingham been going to all the NISAC meetings on affordable housing to talk about this. I know the legislature's looked at it. We're trying to address it. You can't build your way out of this. There's just no way physically you can. It hasn't. They've tried all over the country. I've been to Seattle and Texas and all over looking at how they're conquering the affordable issues, and you got to think outside the box, and that's what we're going to be doing. So there'll be $1.5 million available for that. Recreation outdoor infrastructure, $1.1 million in funding. Food access, which we just had the food insecurity yesterday, and it was alarming to me. It really is alarming how many people are going hungry every day, or not knowing how to balance that food intake that they're taking every day. And we're going to start to change that and continue to have announcements, like I said yesterday. But the $1.1 million in funding for that. Responding to violence, we are going to have up to $700,000 put aside for that to help curb that. Obviously, what's going on in Israel, around the country, and not just pointed on that, to any violence in general in the communities going around, and really, find a way that we can find solutions to the problems. Transportation, $300,000, and as we continue to come back from COVID-19 stronger than ever, thank goodness he's gone soon, in 40 days, but he was counting. But, I do want to say that, we always go back, and I'm always looking at the economy, because, I lived through 08, 09 when the recession hit, and you look at what's going on, and I hope it doesn't, and, but we got to be prepared, just like we were prepared for COVID-19, not knowing then we were saving for something. And I do want to thank the legislature for believing in what I was saying, and really gave us the foundation to come out of COVID financially better off than most other places, because we were prepared and preparing for the next thing that may happen if the economy starts to go the other way. Interest rates are high. People are having a hard time with everything, so we got to be prepared, and that's what we've been doing. But the $8.3 million in ARPA funding is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to provide impact on the entire county, particularly the underserved communities, which we continue to address. And I'm proud to be working with the Executive Committee developing this application, and I encourage those, please apply. You never know.
I want to thank the county executive this morning for this announcement, and Luke, for all the work that you've done with this committee. It has not been easy. but it's rewarding work because we do know that these funds are sorely needed in our community. And if we're going to address the wealth gap, if we're going to address the meal gap, as the county executive announced yesterday, the great partnership with the Regional Food Bank and the United Way, there's just so many places that this money will be dropped where we will all be able to see the outcomes from it. So I'm excited about it. And again, as the county executive said, sharpen your pencils, apply. You have not because you ask not. So if you don't put in an application, you can't get any money. But the opportunity to receive funds to help your constituency, whoever that may be and wherever it may be, particularly as the nonprofits who do so much in our community. So I'm excited about what this next round is going to bring. And I just want to thank everybody that has been working, the different committee members, the people that on the committee, that community development committee that I serve on. People have been there. They have been there with the questions. They have stayed the course. And now's the time where the rubber's going to meet the road. So we want to make sure that people are able to do the things that they want to do within our community so that we all move forward. So thank you, County Executive, and thank you for the Controller for all the work that they do to make sure that if you follow the money, you'll get the results that you're looking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy. I would like to say ARPA funds are there, and we need people to ask for them. And community development is key, and that will help mental illness. That will help the aging. People were left home during COVID, and they're lonely. The suicide rate's up. Community development will really be a positive. But I think the people need help, even though we have a great application and we have a great process. They need to reach out to the legislators. We need to let them know, hey, here's an opportunity in Cohoes. The Cohoes Radio City Music Hall didn't ask for money the last go-around. Waterville Elite has an opportunity, and so does Colony. I'm just encouraging people, please reach out so we'll help you fill out that application. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I almost forgot about Dave Riley, our budget director. Dave, thank you for all the work that you do. But I do want to, bring Luke Rogers over to say a few words, though he's not going to inspire you with a speech. I do want to say he does extraordinary work from the Albany County Alliance, for my economic development, and I stand here to tell you we're going to make two extraordinary announcements in the near future that is going to be incredible for our county and for our people of the county. Without Kevin and Luke really behind it, and I want to say, Luke, I really do appreciate all the work. I like to joke with you, but I want to give you an opportunity to really say the whole process and talk about whatever you want.
All right, well,
Almost.
yeah. I paid him to say that, but so they talked about all the fun stuff. I am going to talk about a little bit of the boring stuff, which is go to the website that the county executive mentioned, albanyarpa.org. There's an opportunity to ask questions that we will answer. There's information about information sessions where you can come and learn about this application. And just from a bigger picture, there are a lot of federal resources that came down in 2021, 2022 that have now dried up. So I think from the county executive and the whole executive committee, this is the perfect time to be injecting these resources into the community, meeting needs that we're seeing and that are, in some cases, unfortunately, on the rise. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the partnership with everybody who was up here. And as everyone said, apply, apply, apply.
I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. But I do want to, again, thank my deputy, Dan Lynch, in all seriousness. You will be missed in the work that you do and continue to do, and the commitment you've continued on since running for office and staying here to the end. So, Dan, thank you. I do want to remind everybody, though, the workforce development grant applications are being graded now. We'll announce that shortly when Luke finally figures it out. And the team and the board overseeing it. And additional funding for small business grants have been set to the Community Loan Fund. So if you did miss it, the Community Loan Fund does have funding available that you can apply for. We do try to get the word out there through social media, on our website, through the, obviously through the news that's here, radio. But sometimes it's hard to get to the local mom and pop stores. So if you do know anyone out there that this might qualify for, please do them a favor. Just tell them to fill it out, give them an opportunity. There might be some money there for them. So please stay tuned for news on those separate grant funding opportunities. And again, I do want to thank everyone that's been involved with this. This has been great. It's continued to have an impact on our businesses and thinking outside the box. That really works for our county residents. So thank you to everyone that's up here with me, especially the Wyoming County Legislature. And is there any questions? Thank you again, everybody.